I guess to say something just briefly about myself, I'm what we call biological oceanographer or an ocean biogeochemist. So my role, my research is on understanding the way the oceans function from a biological, chemical and physical perspective. And more particularly over the last decade, this has been linked to man's activities, the changes that mankind has generated in the global system. So it's from the perspective largely of carbon cycling. What is the role of the ocean in carbon cycling? And what is it about the processes in the ocean which control the uptake of carbon from the atmosphere and sequester it to the deep ocean? So my main focus of research over the last decade or so flux from the upper part into the deep ocean. Biological, chemical and physical that control that flux. Now, associated with that has been two additional areas, one of which is of not direct concern for this interview, and that is the monitoring the changes that occur in the ocean. And so I coordinate a European program which involves 29 research institutes across Europe, which monitors the state of the ocean from the Arctic to the Antarctic and into the Mediterranean. So these are what's called observatories. And they also tell you something about the way the system works. Now, the other area of interest that I have is in the ways in which we might modify, purposefully modify, the way the oceans function in order to extract more carbon from the atmosphere. So this is where the geoengineering issue comes in. We ask the question, can we modify in some way the marine environment so that it does actually take up more than it does at the moment, which at the moment it takes up about a quarter of the anthropogenic carbon which is in the atmosphere. About a quarter of that is taken up by the oceans. So the question is, can we increase that slightly or greatly? So that's where my interest in geoengineering comes, and I haven't done any experiments whatsoever on geoengineering, and I have no immediate intentions to do that, but we have done quite a lot of work in the department in which I work on iron and the way iron functions as a trace element in the oceans, both in the laboratory and in the natural environment, looking at the ways in which iron affects the local environments, such as around islands, where you get the release of iron and that stimulates productivity. So we sort of ask the question, what happens to that and how does that work?